Hi guys, it's Clarice and welcome to another video tutorial with me. Last week we worked on these basic 5-petal flowers using the Zen number 8 brush, and this week we are going to use, this was my practice sheet, this week we're going to be using a combination of the Zen number 8 round and also the number 8 flat, and we're going to try and get some florals using mainly the flat and then just the tip of the number 8 to kind of get the nice thin details for the stems and leaves. So hope you guys are ready. Right off the bat, you know the brushes that I'm using. It's a Zen Art Supplies flat number 8, round number 8. For my colors, I am using my White Nights set of 36. For paper, I am using the Stonehenge 300 GSM cold press, and I've got 2 little things of water off to the side. I have my paper towel ready, and we are ready to begin. Oh, one more thing. I am also going to be using the diamond silver from our KMS metallic watercolor. This was part of the collaboration. It was part of the palette that I did in collaboration with KMS. So the Clarice Gomes Designs times KMS palette also has diamond, but feel free to use any of the metallics that you have on hand. I'm just addressing those who actually went and purchased that palette, that you can pull that palette out for this video. So it's actually been way too long since I've used my favorite pinks and reds. So today I am going to be using some of the Quin Rose, which is kind of like a nice Quin Rose right here. For those who do not have the set of 36, that's the Quin Rose. And I'm just going to mix that on here. It is this beautiful pink. I know I had some purple at the bottom. I'm fine kind of having it mix and give me a slightly different variation of the color, as long as it is within the vicinity of pinks, purples. And so we'll use that, and then just for the shadowy effects for it, I'll use the Quin Lilac, which is like a deeper purple, and I won't mix that right away. I will just use the number 8 to kind of dip the tip into the color cake, get the color, that's the Quin Lilac right there, and then do my highlight or shadow effect on there. So I'll just kind of have that activated slightly, and we are ready to begin. So what the game plan is, we're going to do a couple of sporadic florals down the center, and then we will go ahead and have the stems join in and make them form one whole sort of sprig of flowers, I guess. Yeah. So here we go. So what I am going to do is zoom in really quickly so you can see my strokes better. All right, so we're zoomed in, and I think this should be enough. I'll just move that out of the way and move this in slightly more. Here we go. So we're going to start off by using the flat of the brush. I got some color already from my palette, and I'm going to do the background petal first, and then we'll do the forward petals in the front. So just keep that in mind. So I'm doing my first petal, and I'm doing a very loose stroke, pressing down, and I'm going to do kind of slightly overlapping this one and going off to the side. Then I'm dipping just the tip of my brush here in water, and I'm just going to do another light stroke there, and I'll do one more here. So our first petal is laid down, very loose, very fun, and now we're going to go ahead and do the side petal, which again I'm using just the side, pressing down and trailing off, and then finally we can do another one actually over here on this end, and then I'm going to go back in, get more color, and I'm adding the bottom petal right here. You can kind of extend and make it more curvy if you want to, but this is essentially the idea. Now I am going in, I'm going to get my number 8, and I am going to get some of the Quin Lilac, was it? Yes. And then we're just doing a jaggedy movement at the bottom here, and the idea is to get some of this color seeping into the petals that we've just laid down. Okay, now if this is a little bit damp, so I'm just going to do a couple of strokes into this petal, some over here, just to kind of have it blend in and give us that nice blended look. Now these are dried up already, so I'm not going to venture with that, but that is essentially how we do these florals that we're going to go ahead and do right now. So I'll do a couple more so you can see me do that, and this will be a little more faster as opposed to with the explanation that I did previously. So again, I'm getting some more color of my on my brush, and that's the Quin Rose. And this time I'm going to have this flower kind of painting it sideways. So that's why my hand is kind of slanted this way. So here we go. 1 stroke, 2 strokes, 3 strokes. I'm going to get some more color. I just got some color just on the tip here as opposed to water like the last time. And I'm just adding these strokes in, and you can see it's giving me that nice flare of color going outward or into the pattern, sorry, into the stroke that we just laid down. Now I'm going to do 1 stroke this way. Notice how I started from the top and I went down and I just did like a flick. So notice how I got thick at the thick at the top and thin at the bottom. So I like those loose strokes. I love how this is looking. And literally all I'm doing is using the sides of my brush to kind of just get me these variety of different thins and thicks and also shapes happening. Some with jagged edges, some with the rounded edges, and I love it. So if you want these delicate looking thin strokes, just use the side of your brush and just swipe. So try this technique, try a variety of different movements with the brush or strokes with the brush. Now I'm going in with the Quin Lilac, I'm adding that to the center. Again, if you want something darker than the Quin Lilac, you can absolutely go ahead and find something darker in the red or purple family. And just try your hand at it and see how it turns out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do 1 more, and then we will do the stem because I do not want to prolong this video for too long. Okay, so again, I'm getting some more of my Quin Rose. This time I'll do 1 over here on this end. So let me just move over and swipe. 1 more swipe to the left, 1 more to the right. I kind of always like to go both ways, either side. What I'm going to do this time is get a little bit of the Quin Lilac on the edge and just kind of have this color mix in. So you see, I've shown you the basics at the top. Now I'm kind of going in and using different colors and also different strokes to kind of enhance and make the flower look a tad different from what we've had above there. There we go. So I've added a couple of additional strokes here, but again, it kind of works, right? So we're going with it. And now using the tip of my number 8, it's a little too dry, so I'm going to just dip it in water. I'm just going to go ahead and create my jaggedy edged center. And I'm getting more color, and I'm going to add more of this in the center. And just adding some strokes along the petals as well at the top. I'll probably mix just a little bit of the of the violet. And I'm adding some of the violet to the center now after adding the Quin Lilac. And you can see how it gives me this nice dark effect. So I'm going to add that to the previous floral as well. And I'll leave it at that. This one's dried up already. Although actually, you know what? Let's just try. I'm going to go and add some here, even though it's dried up. It just needs a little bit of a hint of darker center. And I think that should be good enough. There we go. Perfect. Love it. So now I am washing my brushes because I think this is good enough for this video of me showing you the technique. And now we're going to move on to our leaves. So I've decided I want to make this really eclectic looking. So instead of the regular greens, I am going to be mixing turquoise and indigo to get my green for this. So here goes. Let me bust out my palette here so you can see me mixing. Here's some indigo, and I'm just going to mix it in this area where I already had some sort of green, dark green on there, but it was like barely any left. So it's okay. And then I'm going to just get some water on my brush, this side, and get some of the indigo, which is off to the side here. And I'm mixing that up, and it gives me this nice dark teal sort of color. So again, using the number 8, I am going to go ahead and attach these babies in a row, and then this way we can get a nice sprig. So using the tip, it's a beautiful tip, as you can see. So just very lightly going downward. I'm going to do one this way. Kind of going back and adding more of a rounded rectangular kind of edge almost to this. Doing another one this way. Perfect. So it can look like these two are together, and then there's a third one that's kind of not together but separate. And here's what I'm going to do next. Now we've already done leaves in the first video for Jan, so we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and paint this without really saying too much. So what I'll do is I'll have a blade of leaf happening here. So using the tip, pressing down, trailing off, and I really like the fact that it's given me this dried up kind of brush effect here. I'm just going to add one more stroke to kind of enhance the color there, and then I'll do one more stroke here coming from the top down into this flower. Adding an enhanced little stroke there. Now I just want a lighter leaf, and then that's it. We're not going to do any more. So I dip the tip of my brush in water, and I'm just going to go ahead and add one leaf happening over here. Perfect, and that's it. That's it for this video, guys. I am going to go ahead and create a couple more of these, maybe in different colors, and I'll make that a time lapse. But if you just end off with this and you don't try anything else, you're good. So let me know in the comments what you thought. Please hit the like button. Please consider sharing this. And I would love to see what you've done, so please do tag me on social media. My handles are all listed below on Instagram and Facebook. And if you're looking for any of the products I have done here, that I have used here, please check the description. I have listed them over there. I definitely recommend the Zen Art Supplies brushes if you are a beginner looking to just be economical in something new before you decide to go in and get some higher end brushes. Zen is amazing for that. It comes in a great package as well, so check them out. All right, that's it. So stay tuned for this quick time lapse because you're going to see me use the diamond metallic and enhance these flowers just a bit. All right, thanks guys for watching.